Hi, I'm Luke Gilfillan. Welcome to the Lounge with Luke Gilfillan. Welcome to the Lounge with Luke Gilfillan. Today we're going to be doing Lounge with the Boys, I guess, episode 1. Don't expect this to be high quality whatsoever. I've decided to get some of my friends in a Discord call and have them on speaker, and we will discuss. Today we're going to be discussing Stepback. That sound right?
Yeah, that's the best class I've ever taken.
I personally enjoyed it, so we're going to be getting into that, and I guess we should just...
You enjoyed it so much that you almost did it twice.
Yeah, I almost did it twice accidentally. Or not accidentally, it was because they couldn't put me in driver's ed.
I did not do it at all because I don't go to Opera.
Yeah, we have one person from Fenwick in here, so we're going to be talking to him about what he thinks from an outsider's perspective, and we're just going to start from there. So I guess the first question we should just pose to all of you guys is, was your general experience positive or negative with the Stepback program? Alex, do you want to start?
Sure. I think in all seriousness, it was not that great. It was just kind of boring. I really didn't want to just sit there for 47 minutes just waiting for lunch to come around. I feel like most of the stuff that we were covering in that class, we'd already covered in the past in freshman health. So it was just kind of a snooze fest for me.
Snooze fest.
I have a question. All right, so was the Step Back program like just 47 minutes of them telling you not to hit people? Or what was it?
It was like a kind of a class on gender stereotypes and domestic violence, that kind of stuff.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, I wish I had it up, but they had a state admission thing, and yeah, Alex sort of nailed it. It was around like teen dating violence and essentially gender stereotypes. That's what they started off with. They started off with the man box, which
best subject ever.
Best subject ever, yeah. Great addition. So Jaxon, I guess we'll pose the question to you. How was your experience with the Stepback program?
Quite
Quite neutral.
neutral.
I was in Jackson's Stepback class.
It could not be more neutral.
Neutral? Okay.
You guys are cutting out. I'm going to leave and rejoin.
Okay, go ahead.
It was not bad.
Okay, hopefully it's better now.
Not good either.
Okay. Jake?
Literally the best experience I've ever had in my entire life, you know. I was in the class with Madden. He had to take the class twice or something
Because he took driver's ed during the summer. Yeah.
But it was like the best experience ever because there was this one time there was like a wasp in the classroom and we saw the wasp on the projector, but no one else did. So we were just like looking at the wasp and we were like trying not to die of laughter. And then there was this other time where we were watching a movie and Mr. Singletary was like screaming at the top of his lungs. And then the substitute was like going bonkers. Probably the best experience of my entire life, basically. So
it sounds like you had a blast.
Class, 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I'd have to say the same thing for my experience with the Stepback program. I was in Jackson's class, and there was very eventful, and it was a great way to start the day. I enjoyed every minute of it. So I guess we're gonna move on. Starting off with, I guess, the gender stereotypes part of the class, especially like the man box and whatever that. I guess I'll just start off the conversation. I felt that the way they started off the class with like the man box, and what they did was they went around the class and asked, what do you think is in the man box? The man box being what the typical stereotypes for how a man acts, and what...
That was the best day of my life.
Yeah, the first day of Stepback, that's what we did. And all the things that I saw going up there were like, oh, they do drugs, they're violent, they're aggressive, they're...
Much like Luke Gilfillan.
Very funny. Okay, and it was all these... It was almost all the negative stereotypes, and when they were doing this, I suggested, they're provide for the families, they're defenders, they're all these things, and the class, the general response to me putting those things out there was pretty negative. And I think way they portrayed this man box, how this man is supposed to act as negative and wholly negative and all these aggressive things, presents this vision that does not give anyone, any 15-year-old teenage boy, a good thing to live up to. If you tell a boy a man means you provide for your family, do these things, you take responsibility for your actions, that person is going to live up to that standard. If you tell them a man means, oh, you do drugs, you're abusive and that, and then you tell them you shouldn't do that, you should not be a man, that is not a healthy thing to tell someone. You're telling them to deny their masculinity, and that's not the right approach whatsoever. What do you guys think about that?
So do you think they had the right approach or not?
I think they had the right approach to the I think they had the wrong approach to how they put forward the gender stereotypes in the class, because it basically excuses all the disgusting men of the world by saying, oh, all men are like that. Not I
Well, isn't the point to like teach you about that and say like, hey, like, then you go through the stereotype? I mean, obviously it wasn't in the class.
No, yeah. The point is to teach you not to do those bad things. And I think they labeled it wrong when they say these characteristics are inseparable from manhood, because I don't know, my personal definition of manhood, I've had a lot of great, obviously my father comes to mind, grandfather, I've had a lot of great men in my and Jake Dwyer. I've had a lot of great men in my life, and obviously they take responsibility, they provide, they're very strong men and people that 15-year-old boys should look up to. And I don't think the class, instead of focusing on men that they can look up to, they told you, here's what it means to be a man, and all those things were bad, and it didn't give a 15-year-old boy something to look up to.
Wow. We did get to watch the pirated version of Karate Kid.
Yes, the pirated version of Karate Kid was fantastic.
There was a pirated version of Good Will Hunting, and there was a pirated version of...
So you think that the class that part of the class was important, so that the idea is that, like, 15-year-old boys can have something. So the idea is that basically 15-year-old boys learn this is not, like, these are unhealthy stereotypes and you should avoid these.
Yeah. I think what they did is they said, here are some unhealthy stereotypes and you should avoid these, but they didn't present a vision for what a man should be. So
they didn't say...
Yeah, they went...
good alternatives. They just said, here's what you should... Like, don't be like this. They didn't say, be like this.
Definitely. They said, don't be like this, and they said, essentially, this is what it means to be a man. Don't be like this. And that is not the right approach whatsoever.
Yeah.
I think it's quite destructive if they just present the bad things and tell people, oh, don't be a man, and they label masculinity with this negative undertone. Yeah. Alex, did you have something to say?
Yeah, I just want to say I completely agree with you, because we had that same question asked in our class, and a lot of people were saying, like, men own pickup trucks. They have, like, 68 dogs in their houses. They have, like, a lot of money. They like to gamble. They like to smoke. And, yeah, I just think that I completely agree with you that that is something that you do not want to be teaching your children, because I feel like that's just not true, because I feel like ever since our country was founded, like, the role of the modern man was to be the leader of the household and to get a job, like, bringing home the bacon. I remember... Yep. And I remember from history class, throughout history, the man had, like, the dominant political role. Like, the white man would always have the dominant role in politics. So really, I don't think they were taking the right approach to what a stereotypical man should look like. I completely agree with you.
Yeah, and I don't even think the image of a man as like the sole breadwinner should have been like propagated and whatever. Obviously, you can have two sources of income in a family, and that's probably a good thing in the modern society. But yeah, definitely you want to have show these 15-year-olds that men should take responsibility for their actions. They shouldn't be drinking their life away with alcohol or being overly aggressive and violent to the world. I guess that's a good point to move on to the other aspect of the Stepback program. And if you guys had a different experience with the Stepback program, I just had the experience that it was mostly just gender roles and then teen dating violence. So I guess we'll move on to that side of the program, which I thought they did a good job with, and I think they should have been a little more harsh in the way they portrayed the negative sides of teen dating violence, because I have seen a lot of problems in OPRF with that. A few incidents come to mind that all happened in the same span of days, and that caused me to have a little.
Yeah, I think in our society, it's definitely not stated enough, like what a toxic relationship is and how you should get out of it. I think that is not stressed enough in our society.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that the Stepback program touched on that a bit. We had one day where we went over stuff like that. We had like these little cards. They were like different colors and whatever. But yeah, I think that should be a more... I honestly think Stepback should have taken a year. I think it should have been freshman year. That's what you should do instead of... And then you can have a physical ed class alongside that. But I think that it should have been a year-long class because that is an important part of everyone's life, and you're going to experience that at some point. And I think we need to better equip our...
It's definitely one of those things where a lot of people say, like, oh, well, you learn the hard way, like, you learn by doing it, and stuff like that. But I feel like there are definitely things that just aren't taught that should be taught. And the reason people say, oh, you have to learn the hard way is just because they don't think it can be taught or anything like that, but it definitely can.
Definitely. Jake, what was your experience with the teen dating side of the program? Teen dating violence.
Literally the only thing I remember from that class is Kung Fu Panda or whatever. And then we also did swimming after that, which was like the highlight of the year, swimming class. That was amazing. Because, that's where I disagree with you. If we did a whole year, we wouldn't get that amount of swimming. Swimming's the best part of the year, personally. And, well, not personally. I think Trump actually said that or something.
What did Trump say?
Yeah. He said
swimming is the best part of the OPRF school year.
Yeah. Obama also.
Yeah, that was both of their campaign slogans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Very interesting. Okay, so do we want to touch on the Kung Fu Panda thing? Does anyone remember what that was about?
That was the best.
No, it wasn't Kung Fu Panda. It was Karate Kid.
And I saw it. I saw that movie like 2 days before we watched it in PE. Just out of random luck. I was at my cousin's house and they just were watching that.
Okay, yeah.
Oh yeah, and then we watched that. We started off with that movie about that little boy who wanted to be a ballerina. That was so stupid. That was the worst thing ever.
It was originally a musical.
Did you see his face at the end? He was disgusting.
Okay, you don't have to say
He
that.
looked
But
like
I do think if you start off with
Truly,
a tale of a boy wanting to become a ballerina and say this is what a man should be, you're gonna get a lot of people to turn off their ears for the rest of the semester.
Yeah, 100%.
No one wants.
I just
Yeah.
I think it's very important that no one should tell you what a man should be.
Mm-hmm.
It should not.
And I think that you should tell someone what a man should be, but it should not be.
I think it should be a man should be positive things, but that doesn't mean you should say you aren't a man if you aren't the primary breadwinner. Like you can't say you aren't a man if you do dance, right?
Yeah.
But you should not say you are only a man if you do dance. You know.
Yes, but Po from Kung Fu Panda is a perfect example.
We never watched Kung Fu Panda. We watched Karate Kid.
I know, but hypothetically.
Hypothetically.
If we did watch Kung Fu Panda, everyone would have come out of there a changed person.
I agree.
Karate Kid, the one with the short kid in China.
No, it wasn't the China one. It was the original
It's
one.
the one where he learns to wash a car.
Okay, unpopular opinion, the second Karate Kid was better than the first one.
But he doesn't learn to wash a car in the second one.
No, yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. Yeah. Oh, wait, no, he did the jacket thing. It was jack it up, jack it off.
Discounting the karate skills that the kid learned in the Karate Kid. My man learned how to be, handy, you know? He learned how to be a ninja. He learned how to sand. These are life skills. You know?
It may not be as good as Po from Kung Fu Panda, but it's
with
not half bad.
With the finger touch, whatever they call it.
Exactly! And he was a dumpling pro. Okay?
Dumpling pro.
You don't understand how important that is in life. A dumpling pro.
There should be, on every resume, if you don't have, dumpling pro at the bottom, throw it out. Put it in the shredder.
Yeah.
Put it in the shredder. Okay.
If you don't have dumpling pro, if that's not on your, resume or whatever, you're just
and dumpling pro has to be in Comic Sans.
You can see we're a little bit off track here.
Actually, I think this is the perfect track.
Yeah.
In order to...
Jake has a lot of opinions on how the lounge should be run.
Yeah.
That's true.
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
About the movies that we watched in the class?
Mm-hmm.
Completely.
Okay. So I feel like we watched Karate Kid in that class, and it was the teachers told us that it was supposed to have some sort of connotation to the actual class, and when you compare that, I feel like when we watched that movie about the boy ballerina, I feel like that was just emphasizing all the negative connotations of what a stereotypical guy should be like.
Yeah, and that was emulated through his father.
So yeah, I really did not like watching that movie. It's just gonna turn everybody in the class off, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like when we watched Karate Kid, that was one of the best, very little upsides to the class. Not just because it's a good movie, but it's showing that you don't have to adapt.
Not just because it's a certified classic.
Could you let Alex know?
Yeah, it is. It's a great movie. But I think that movie is trying to say that you can do anything if you put your mind to it. You know, you don't have to adapt.
You don't have to be that man.
Things that society, adapt to certain norms that society expects you to adapt to.
Kung Fu Panda also does that.
Every single Kung Fu movie ever does that.
Yeah, I feel that's why I feel like that movie.
You should only ever watch Kung Fu movies.
Okay.
Yeah, that was really good, Alex, and I didn't really think of it that way before. I honestly thought it was just another waste of class, but yeah, if teaching anyone, not just men, that if you put your mind to something, then you can do that is a very important message, especially in our society. Does anyone have any closing thoughts or anything else we want to discuss on the?
I just wanted to say, going into the class, everyone thought it was gonna be self-defense, we were gonna be like getting lightsabers and guns or something. And then it was just like a semester-long movie session, basically, or a quarter-long or whatever. But
we watched 3 movies where they just take clips from the movies. I think that
it's pretty clear. In Kung Fu Panda, it really is about someone who subverts society's expectations and really overcomes that.
It's about the fat white American.
No. Think about it, right? He was
black and white Americans.
He was expected to just spend his whole life making dumplings and nothing else. But then he changed all that and he became the Dragon Warrior.
It's true.
He's not lying. He's telling only the truth and only the truth.
I still think we should have learned self-defense with lightsabers or something.
Lightsabers, yeah.
Also, that one time. Wait, did you guys do that one time in gym where you go like rock climbing, like Sky Zone or something?
No, that's Adventure Ed. They have a climbing gym at OBRF.
Yeah, we did that in our gym class.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
They gave us guns.
I think that in a class like that, they really should teach you how to use a firearm for self-defense. Personally, that's just my personal belief.
They did that with the girls.
They did not teach the girls how to use a firearm.
They did.
If the girls class is the self-defense.
Yeah, they got like pepper spray.
Just
if the girl class gets self-defense lessons and the boys class doesn't, and this class is supposed to be about like subverting gender roles and expectations, like what are you doing? You know?
I don't think it's a good idea to have a bunch of 15-year-old boys trained to break people's noses running around a high school.
Okay, but the gun idea, though. The gun idea.
Well, no, I just think that if you're going to teach, like, you should not just teach girls how to defend themselves. You know?
If a boy wants to go and learn jujitsu, he can do that on his own.
We could have done that in like 30 minutes.
But the girls can't do that on their own. What are you implying here?
No, I'm implying that there are additional risks that are put on females, especially young ones, and men are generally stronger, and women need a way to counteract that.
I do agree with the point that you should not allow 15-year-olds access to pepper spray, though, especially at OPRF.
Let's be honest.
Wait, have you heard about that time when someone ran it?
Yes.
Wait, what happened?
We had that class like the next period.
Oh, someone sprayed pepper spray all over the classroom?
Jackson,
Yeah.
I remember
Jackson,
that.
Danny was in that class. Trust me, I know.
Yep, I remember that. And that's not, no.
That's
The
not
incident
lit.
to the beat
Luke, I've
memorial.
got a question.
Yeah?
Oh, you see the image I posted in the chat?
I'm not gonna look. Okay, I'll look at it.
No. I want you to make that the thumbnail of the video.
Man box?
No,
Okay.
Make the
That is a good thing. I will make that the thumbnail. Does anyone have any finishing thoughts or anything they want to add?
Okay.
I found that when I searched man box.
I think the reason that they didn't show us Kung Fu Panda is they knew it would have made us too strong, and we would have overthrown them.
Okay.
If they showed us like even 30 minutes of that show, death. It would be death all over the streets of OPRF.
All right. So thank you, Jake, for the finishing thoughts, and goodbye.